Hi guys, how are you all today evening? Good evening. In this verse of Ashtavakra Gita, Raja Janaka tells Ashtavakra, just like a seashell is mistakenly identified as a piece of silver by the onlookers. Similarly, I, the self, am misidentified as the universe by the onlookers. This way, there is nothing to accept or reject or renounce because I know the truth of the real identity of the thing which has been mistakenly identified as the universe. What does this mean? This means that some visions, some mistaken visions and identities are the result of their appearing in the psyche, subconsciousness, and mind of the onlookers. A seashell, when it has the sunshine shining on it, looks like a piece of silver to several onlookers. They sincerely feel that they can grab it and make it into an ornament and sell it. But it is only when they go near it and find out what it is they are disappointed. Similarly, when in darkness a rope which is hanging is mistaken for a serpent, people, the onlookers who are frightened by the sight of the serpent, are stunned and ashamed only on the sight of the real robe after the daybreak. Similarly, there have been several instances where the inner consciousness or the psyche of a particular person is misidentified by people who think that something is present when nothing is present there. I will give you a couple of examples for this particular phrase. You may have come across several people with several types of body languages. If you look at them carefully, you will make a guess, probably correctly, of what that person is thinking. For example, creative people who are writers, poets, etc., are always dreaming about their ideas and talking to themselves and laughing and crying because they find themselves inside the story that they are going to write or which is in their mind. Similarly, people who want to become bodybuilders or boxers or wrestlers will, after a trip to the gym, come out and walk as if they have already won the Mr. Universe contest. Wrestlers or wrestling enthusiasts behave like that. There have been cases where wrestlers have it to show their strength to people and in that process got into fights and cases which have landed them up in the prison. In a state in India, in a particular city, it has been said that when the audience of the city sees the films of a particular hero, after the show is over, almost 50% of the audience behaves as if it is the hero of the movie. Everyone, this has been noticed by many who have claimed that it is very strange that when people come out of the theatre, they behave like film heroes. Similarly, pseudo intellectuals who want to become great but have not yet become will dress up like their favorite heroes, wear specs, carry bags, etc., to show that they are intellectuals themselves. There is a story about this which is very apt in this contest. There was one beggar who accumulated food stuff in a vessel and hung that earthen vessel at the top and lied down beneath that vessel. Then, because he was very happy, he started dreaming of selling this food stuff, making money, using that money to start a business, grow big, get married, and have a baby. After this daydreaming beggar suddenly dreamt that his imaginary wife had ignored the baby while the baby was crying. In anger, he kicked that imaginary wife, but in reality, he kicked the same vessel which broke and all the foodstuff fell into the ground. This man's dream was shattered and he came back to his senses. This is what Raja Janaka is trying to tell us. If you dream about something, it will look real to you. A seashell will look like silver. There is another case in which a man was standing at the top of a building, frustrated with all sorts of failures and trying to commit suicide. Then he stood at the wall and looked down to see how much the distance was to the ground so that if he jumps, he will certainly die. As he looked down, he found a small coin in the bottom on the ground. He looked hither and thither. He thought, let us use this coin to have our food or purchase food for us today. We will commit suicide. Now he was scared that by the time he reached that coin, it would have vanished. So, after every floor, he used to look through the window and make sure that the coin was still there. When he had looked at it from the top, it looked like a small 4-anna coin. But as he came down and down, he found that the same coin changed from 4-anna to 15 paisa, then 1 rupee, then 2 rupees, and then 10 rupees. He was very elated. With 10 rupees, he could have a good meal at least for 2 days. He rushed down lest somebody will pick up that coin. He came to the ground and ran towards the coin. To his dismay, he found that it was not a coin but the lid of a box, a steel lid of a box, which had looked like a coin when he had looked at it from the top. Now this guy was too tired and frustrated to go up again and jump down. Instead, he went home to wait for some more time before he took this step of trying to commit suicide again. This shows that it is your mind which makes you think and believe and disbelieve something. That is what Raja Janaka says. I am the self, but because of mistaken identity, I look like the universe, which I am not. This is just like a seashell looks like a silver piece. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this subject. Please pardon me for any mistake in my spelling, diction, grammar, appearance, etc. Till we meet next time in my next video, it is good evening from TSV Raghavan.